So I think we missed a pretty important question while we asked for all these players. Do you think Moeen Ali will retire and come back in the next Ashes?
One, two, three, four.
Hey everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Behind the Wickets. Today we are back after a long time with a podcast episode. हम सब तीनों मिलके podcast एक बहुत लंबे टाइम बाद कर रहे हैं. Welcome back भाविक भाई. बुमराह की तरह आप भी एक
Yes.
sabbatical पे थे.
Yeah, only thing mine was more. I mean, let's not get there. It's painstaking.
I was just going through the scorecard and looks like England have won the fourth or rather the fifth match, and the Ashes stands 2-2 now. Just had it not been for that one day of rains, and it could have been 3-2.
Yeah, it could have been. If in 2007, in South Africa, when Yuvraj Singh hit Stuart Broad for 6 sixes, if anybody told you that this is the guy gonna finish up with 600 plus test wickets, you won't believe that person. You would say that guy is mad.
But I think that turned his fate. That he did say in his final press conference that he became a completely changed person after that event, and he started preparing much better for a match. And a fun fact for Broad, he actually became the first person or the first cricketer to hit a six on the last ball he played and take a wicket off the last ball he bowled.
Wow, that's an achievement.
I don't think that's gonna break anytime soon.
Anyways, coming back to Ashes, is this the best one we've seen in years?
I actually predicted a 3-2 for England, and I guess had it not been raining the fifth day of the fourth test, the prediction would have been almost right, because England were on way to win the fourth test as well, which didn't happen, and then sparked some more controversies as to should we have a 90 overs minimum completion on a test match day, or say roof covering the ground and everything. But all those discussions come into play when a team that is very close to win loses, rather not loses, is not able to win due to the weather forecast and the weather conditions. I was just wondering whether this would be the last series for many of the legends who are playing this Ashes. Could it be the last for Warner? Could it be the last for Steve Smith? Could it be the last for Anderson? But we just heard that Anderson still wants to play for long. He has just rubbished out the question on retirement after Stuart Broad announced it. So Anderson, we might see him playing, but David Warner has already announced that the Pakistan series in Australia would be his last. But would the selectors continue with him is a big question mark. And would Steve Smith still be continuing? What are your thoughts?
Steve Smith, definitely.
Steve Smith,
Well, there's no
definitely,
question
yes.
about it.
I mean, I don't think that's a question. Go ahead.
No, that's it. I only had that one thought. Steve Smith will play.
And if Anderson is playing in next Ashes in Australia, I don't think he could be picked also, because this series has been probably his worst over a decade, maybe, if not more.
Right.
He needed about 15 wickets or so to reach 700. And I think he ended up getting about 5 or 7 in the entire series. Yeah.
But you back legends, right? What's one series in comparison of 2 years? You need to back your legends.
And also, who else after Broad and Anderson? I think that is a. I'm sure that's going to be a daunting task for England to fill those shoes. And but I don't see Anderson playing next Ashes. I mean, I'd really be surprised to see him playing the next Ashes. Even if he doesn't retire, I don't think he's going to be picked.
Okay, so looking at his performance this series,
And
I
if
also think that Anderson won't be picked for the
and if
next
Jofra
series.
is fit, the way Vokes and Wood has performed this series, with the other likes of guys in the Robinsons and all waiting in the wings, I don't think Anderson gets another series.
But if Jofra is fit for Ashes, he'll play 1.5 match. Someone else will have to take care of the 3.5 match. That's the most he plays,
Yeah,
even when he's fit.
Yeah,
But I believe there are few in contention even in the domestic circuit, and I'm pretty sure they are looking out for them also. But one thing that this series was famous or infamous for, and that was a lot of discussion around the spirit of game. And something happened even in the last test. Even that wasn't away from that discussion, where a roughened up old ball was replaced with what looked like a fairly new ball. And Ricky Ponting was absolutely fuming on air about this thing. I don't know if you guys saw this, but this also happened in this series. And after that, I think the ball started swinging a lot more.
Yes, you might have forgotten mentioning about Stuart Broad flipping the two bails
Yeah.
on two occasions. First occasion he did that, and Manoj Labuschagne got out. And today he did the same on the non-striker end, and he just picked Murphy after that. So just a trick of breaking the concentration or whatever you say, but.
No, that's
that
spot fixing. That is spot fixing. The last time someone did that was when he put a towel on his under his wherever somewhere, and he was picked out in the IPL. But I'm pretty sure this is spot fixing.
Ironically, though, the only two boards who have taken serious actions on any type of fixing has been the Indian board and the Pakistani board. The only players to have been banned, except for the NC Crony incident in 2001, sorry. The only players who have been banned in last decade or two has been the subcontinental players from either India or Pakistan. That's irony, isn't it?
Yes.
That is not, because the others keep crying about spirit of game for every thing that they see going against them. So if you say they are spot fixing anything, that's against the spirit of game.
Terrible.
Yeah,
but
jokes
would you see Mitchell Stark playing another series? I mean,
Oh,
another
definitely.
Ashes, sorry.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I'd love to see him play that.
See, he's not
I
playing
won't
the
be-
other T20 leagues or anything just because he wants to play 100 tests for Australia. And Mitchell Stark was dropped for the first test, and after coming into the second test match, we could see the wickets that he brought to the Australian team. He was just behind, I would say, Stuart Broad, Pat Cummins, and probably he would be the third bowler on the top wicket takers
but
list for this Ashes.
I don't see him playing Ashes again. And that's because that's another 2 years down the line. He'll be playing definitely 2023 World Cup and the next T20 World Cup.
No,
I don't
no,
see-
no,
I don't
no.
see him-
I don't think he'll be considered for T20 World Cup. Again, he will start selecting the formats that he'll play after this.
And frankly, Australia does not have a backup of Stark at this moment. They don't have a replacement.
Yeah,
Because what we only, when we say Stark, we only think about the in-swinging Yorkers that he bowls. Fantastic Yorkers, and he can get anyone out with that. But we don't realize is what he does a lot with the bat also. He comes down number 7, number 8, and it brings a lot of stability to that batting order also. Even in this Ashes, where their tail, normally Australian tail hasn't been that good in past few years, past at least 1.5 year. But it has been Mitchell Stark who has started actually batting ahead of Pat Cummins, where Pat Cummins was considered a better all-rounder. But Stark comes ahead of him, he thrashes the bowlers around the park, and he gives those crucial 30-40 runs with the tail, which actually has turned some of the matches, or at least saved them for Australia in this series.
Absolutely. I also feel that Australia missed Nathan Lyon a lot in the
Definitely.
last 3 matches, and probably that's the result they lost all the three test matches on a trot. Had Lyon been in the team, he is the player who changes the course of the game with his off spins. And this we just did an episode before this Ashes that only player to play 100 test, rather 6 player to play 100 test matches on a trot, and in the very test match in its 100 test matches got injured, and I mean Australia just missed him dearly in the remaining 3 tests.
Also, one thing that I've observed is that Mitchell Marsh is absolutely unlucky for Australia. As long as he was not picked, they were doing pretty well there, sitting on 2-0 lead.
Yeah, so he played well, but still
poor guy scored that tremendous century for his team, and unfortunately ended up being on the wrong side. Do you see Nathan Lyon playing the next Ashes though?
Yeah, still time for him.
I hope so.
Yeah, he plays only red ball cricket, so yeah,
Absolutely.
hopefully.
Also, these legends, these guys have been absolute legends for Australia. So I would love them to play one final Ashes on the Australian soil, win it for their country, and then say goodbye.
Anyways, they're winning.
Yeah. So I think we missed a pretty important question while we asked for all these players. Do you think Moeen Ali will retire and come back in the next Ashes?
The baseball hasn't travelled outside England yet, right?
They have travelled to the tar roads of Pakistan.
Yes.
Yeah, that's been the only series.
I think they've also gone to New Zealand. Oh, they did go to New Zealand. They did play one series there in the New Zealand, and
did they? Or did New Zealand travel to England?
No. England went to New Zealand, and so, but yeah, largely they've been playing these imbecile teams. I think it's time they bring baseball to India, and that will be the real frontier and real challenge for them. I'm saying as if India, though, forget about what happened to India in second ODI. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the second segment, and that's going to be a very interesting one. Let's talk about this charity tournament that's going on first, India versus West Indies. वेस्ट इंडीज का बहुत ही डिमोरलाइजिंग टाइम चल रहा था, तो इंडिया ने बोला हम जाएंगे, थोड़ा एक्सपेरिमेंट करेंगे, उनको जिताएंगे एंड विल मेक देम फील बेटर.
वेल आई वुड से दोनों का डिमोरलाइजिंग टाइम चल रहा था. हम लोग भी वो WTC फाइनल हार के फिर अब क्या करे, तो चलो जरा वेस्ट इंडीज खेल के आते हैं, अपना मॉरल बूस्टअप करके आते हैं. और वैसे भी वेस्ट इंडीज पूरा हार चुकी थी, ये अब सिलेक्ट भी नहीं हुई है फॉर द वर्ल्ड कप्स, एंड this would be the best time to go and pounce the team और हमारा मॉरल थोड़ा हाई कर लेते हैं, वर्ल्ड कप के होप्स बढ़ा लेते हैं. और रादर हमने वो तो किया, बट हमने उनके भी मॉरल बढ़ा दिए कल एक मैच जीता के, कि भाई चलो भाई आप भले हार गए हो, सिलेक्ट नहीं हुआ, बट दिस इज अ रिटर्न गिफ्ट फ्रॉम अस. आए हैं तो जरा आई मीन हमारे मेन प्लेयर्स नहीं खेलेंगे, जो कब से रेस्ट पर थे अब भी रेस्ट करेंगे. But point is your moral should be high because you are going to host the 2024 T20 World Cup. तो भाई अब तुम host हो तो थोड़ा moral high करो और come back to flying colors.
Well, I don't know what to say. I would like to take a quote out of Sachin Tendulkar's biopic, where he refers to the 2007 World Cup debacle. And infamously, that entire debacle was put on the shoulders of Greg Chappell. That he was the one who kind of, broke the team and was playing around with the positions, this, that, all of that. And one very important thing he says this: 6 months before the World Cup, also, we did not have a settled or a settled playing 11 or a combination which we were going to play. Whereas all other teams had their settled team almost a year before the World Cup. Here it is in 2023. We are what, 3 months away from World Cup, and you have an entire squad going to Ireland and West Indies, and people Rohit and Kohli and are resting, and probably it is that eventually it is going to be the Rohits and the Kohlis and the Rahuls who are going to play the World Cup, and these people are just getting the chances just for the heck of it. But it's plain ridiculous. I mean, playing teams like West Indies as a preparation for World Cup. Are you kidding us? I mean, are you literally taking fans for a ride? The team that has not qualified for World Cup, you're playing them for the World Cup preparation. You're playing Ireland for World Cup preparation. Come on,
Did
you
Ireland
can't be
qualify though?
serious. Yes, they did.
Okay. Oh, at least that's good. At least we are playing one team that has qualified for the World Cup.
But this,
I mean,
there are two
it's
different
pathetic.
things. One thing, the FTP gets decided way before West Indies gets selected or deselected. 1 year before. That's what I meant. So West Indies got out of the contention just a month back by playing the knockouts against the top selectors team. Now with Ireland, we are going to play T20s, so that is also irrelevant. So none of the actual players who are going to play the ODI World Cup are going there, minus Bumrah. We expect him to play the ODI World Cup. I guess other than that, I don't think nobody in the team is going to represent India for the World Cup. That's ODI World Cup. That's going to be played in India 3 months down the line. So this is going to be a completely different team. I guess what I feel is this would be a filler series, more to do with giving experience to a young generation. So just looking at the future, we are going to see some good players out of the IPL who have performed well last season, and rightfully Rinku Singh gets a chance. I'm sure now Gaikwad would get an opening position because Shubman Gill is not going. So there are just two openers. So Gaikwad, Jaiswal would play, even Tilak Verma, who is anyways going to play in West Indies. So, but then with Rinku, there is Jitesh Sharma, who was also a good performer in IPL, has got an opportunity. So they are just looking at future. This series actually doesn't have any relevance to the upcoming World Cup, at least ODI World Cup that is going to be there.
No, I'd rather. Yeah, but I'd like to disagree there. That okay, even if you're talking about T20, there is a T20 World Cup coming next year. In any case.
Yeah, so they are
even from that
for
perspective,
the T20 World Cup. That is one.
But then
one
Hardik
year
should be
down
the one
the
who's. Then Hardik should be the one leading, because 1 year is not long a period.
But you never know with Hardik, right? Yeah, Hardik doesn't have a good back, good leg, good I don't know what all other things. He's almost injured 90% of the way.
At the moment, he's not having good.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a good form right now. So I don't know how long Hardik can play, but he'll probably need a break anyways.
Because this tour is going to get started within say 3 to 4 days of break of West Indies. So rest of some 6-7 players who are there currently on the West Indies tour are going to fly directly to Ireland. The rest are going to fly to India, probably have a week's time off, and then fly to Sri Lanka. Asia Cup starts in Sri Lanka, right? So they'll gather for a preparatory camp for Asia Cup, and probably that's how it will go. So a rest for the ODI World Cup players is required here, because they are anyways coming from a long, I would say 1.5-2 months tour. So a rest for the ODI team is completely required. So as I said, this T20 series is going to be irrelevant in the context at the moment. But looking at the future, looking at the 2024 T20 World Cup, you might get some good players from this team.
I think we've lost Bhavik here, but meanwhile, this rest of this series, the third match with West Indies, does it really hold any relevance at this moment? Because I believe they're not even focusing on this tournament at this time.
Yeah, I mean, see, we completed the WTC final in June, mid-June.
Hmm.
Got almost 2 weeks of rest for all the players, and then this second ODI, I was surprised to see Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli taking a break, especially in the context where you are actually building a settled side for ODI World Cup. You want these two players to be playing almost all the matches leading to this
Hmm.
marquee event, and uh, it's really surprising. I mean, yeah, the first match we can understand that they wanted to try the batters who have not played for long and just wanted to see their form, how they are performing in the given scenario. But even in that match, we lost 5 wickets, chasing mere 114 runs. And in the second match as well, resting the two sure shot batsmen who are going to play in the World Cup was not a great idea by Rohit Sharma and company. I would say Rahul Dravid and company.
Hmm. Hmm. So, what do you reckon? End of road for Project Sky?
Uh, Too soon to write him off, but I guess he'll still be picked up for Asia Cup. And see, batters like Sky can change the course of the game in few deliveries, and we all know what Sky is capable of. Yes, he has been out of form lately, but there would be a big call to be taken. Either they choose Sky, Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul. There are too many players waiting to be take his place, and yeah, let's see how the Ajit Agarkar led selection panel reacts to this.
Hmm.
Did
Because
you
if you
just say
read
KL
into his
Rahul?
stats, if you read into his stats, sorry, bye, but just I want to throw some stats for Surya Kumar Yadav. Because
Yeah,
2021
they
was
are wanting.
fantastic for him, but then 2022 his average is 26, and then this year he has played 8 innings, scored 92 runs, average is 11 and a half, and he's
with,
going to
with an
play at
hat
a
trick of
crucial.
duck.
Yeah, and he's going to play at a position mostly 4 or 5, which is going to be very important for India, considering that in
Absolutely.
top four we mostly only have anchors now. Of course, barring Kishan.
Yes, so see, as we discussed earlier, you play good, you get elevated to a different position. Surya Kumar also got elevated to vice captain's role for India team, and as soon as that was done, his form has taken a nosedive.
Hmm.
But again, I won't write him off, and I just feel that he's one innings away, and he'll be scoring good runs. So yeah, it would be between Shreyas Iyer and Sky for the selectors to decide on.
It would be interesting. I think all the success that Sky has tested, that's broadly or predominantly has been T20.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
think he has been a force to reckon in an ODI. I mean, he hasn't put the stage on fire ever. Maybe a few knocks here and there, but he's never been consistently worth reckoning in ODI cricket. So, I mean, it would be too brave a call for the team to pick him. And if we were to pick him, I would bet him not any higher than number 6. Give him that last 15 overs or so that he gets that. Pretty much the way Australia used Maxwell in 2015 2019 World Cup. It has to be that. But then Maxwell offers off spin also, which Surya Kumar doesn't. So, I mean, it would be a brave call to have Surya Kumar as a pure batter with the high risk approach that he has. It works in T20. It's a shorter format. In an ODI game where you might be chasing 270, 280 games, you might be playing those kind of games where you need to bat to the situation. And so I'm not pretty sure about Surya Kumar Yadav's inclusion in ODI. In fact, I've never been a big fan of him in ODIs. He should be left alone to play T20s, in my opinion. talking about the other selections, I mean, it's going to be a very interesting thing because Shreyas hasn't played for almost a year now. Rahul hasn't been playing because of injury. Whom exactly are you going to play in the World Cup? Are you going to just pick players who are injured and play them straight in the World Cup? Is that, I mean, that's going to be a disaster. And I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not how they're going to pick the side.
But Bhavik,
I hope they give. I hope they give Sanju Samson another chance in the next third match that we have, because if you look at his stats are much better than what the other players around him have. He's scoring, though he has only played 12 matches, but he has an average of more than 50, and probably in Indian conditions, he can probably play that role better than Surya Kumar of what you were saying, a Maxwell type of innings.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'm for him. I mean, and anyways, if Rishabh doesn't get fit in time, which is most likely, and again, even if he does get, it's a So even if it does get, it again is a case of playing him straight in the World Cup without any significant matches.
Not advisable. Not advisable at all. Because Rishabh Pant, what we hear is he'll still doubtful playing in the next IPL edition. So World Cup is totally out of question.
Right. So then you would anyways be looking for a wicket keeper. So,
but that's always, I think that's Kishan. We have our pick. Because anyways, if you pick Samson, the first 6 batters, we don't have a left-hander there. We don't have an option but to pick Ishan Kishan ahead of Sanju Samson now.
And
he has been in good form.
Ishan Kishan has been in good form, but all that form he has showed is while batting top of the order. Yes, he performed good against New Zealand in a home series last year. He, along with Shreyas Iyer and Samson, all 3 of them performed well in that series.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, after that series, Samson got dropped, and Ishan Kishan actually was coming up after a good. Did he score 200 against Bangladesh?
Yeah, he scored a double.
Right, double 100. So he was just coming out of that form and continued with his form in the ODI series against New Zealand.
I would have loved to see Shikhar Dhawan given another chance, specifically when you don't have much of a choice when it comes to top order left-handers, or because in any situation, Kishan and Shubman Gill both are not going to open as long as Rohit Sharma doesn't retire. So, and he is the captain of the team. So the only left-handed option you have in top order is Shikhar Dhawan, and he's got an enviable record in ICC events.
Absolutely,
he's averaging 60 plus in ICC tournaments. Next to only Rohit Sharma in ODI World Cups, and if you talk about all ICC events, he's right on top.
All right, I think we have discussed India's batting lineup combination, all these things for almost now 20-25 minutes, which is what 25 minutes more than what Rahul and Rohit would be discussing.